on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys about synchronizers in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, for those of you who don't know, synchronizers are an incredibly useful tool for finding the right nature of a Pokemon that you're looking for in the wild, and can be very, very clutch when shiny hunting, especially if you're trying to nail down that correct nature for a shiny Pokemon. Now, before I go any further, I know you must be thinking, but aDrive, we can use mints now. We don't need to worry about the natures, but that is where you are wrong. The mints in the battle tower cost 50 battle points, and while you can get a few of those mints by doing some battles online, it's really pretty time consuming to get enough battle points to be able to farm mints to a high level. For me, my goal is to get 50 to 100 competitively viable Pokemon by the end of the year, and getting mints for each one of those, not really ideal. But what we can do is we can use a cool tool called Synchronization in Pokemon to guarantee that the wild Pokemon that we encounter is going to be the nature that we want. Be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new for more Pokemon content, and let's jump into it. There's a handful of Pokemon in the game that learn the ability Synchronize, and Synchronize is really, really unique in that regard. And you can see I actually have my Synchronize box that I've been working on. I'm missing one Pokemon right now, but what I have here is a synchronizing route that covers each nature that's a positive or negative influencing nature. I do not need the neutral natures because those natures like Serious and Bashful aren't really relevant to competitive Pokemon. But what I have here is a very organized box of all my attack boosting natures here. I've got my defense boosting natures here, my special attack boosting natures, my special defense boosting natures, and my speed boosting natures. So my timid, my jolly, my hasty, and my naive are all right here. And then again, you have other things like we've got adamant and so on and so forth for all the different natures. So what we can do now is I'll show you exactly how natures work. But before I jump into that, there's a handful of Pokemon that get synchronized in this game. Natu is a really easy one to obtain. You can also use Espeon and Umbreon, but I wouldn't recommend them because that's an extra step. Ralts, Munna, LGM, and Indeedee can all learn synchronize rather. So my recommendation would probably Natu, Ralts, or maybe Munna, because they're probably the easiest of the Pokemon to obtain. So what you're going to want to do is find one of those Pokemon in the wild that has synchronize. Again, Ralts, Munna, whatever it might be, and then you're just going to throw it in the daycare with a Ditto, or really any Pokemon, and you're going to continuously hatch eggs until you get the nature that you're looking for. And again, you can just throw out all the ones that you don't get that aren't the ones you want, but you just hop on your bike and you're just hatching eggs. So in the daycare, I simply have a Ralts with Synchronize and a Ditto. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm just trying to get every single one of the natures there. There are other ways to do this that might be a little bit more efficient, but it's really not too big of a deal, like I said. It's about just getting each one of them. I'm one away from finishing, as I showed you guys. So, and I've only been hatching for maybe like an hour or so. It's like on and off. It hasn't really been that bad, but I'm only missing this one right here, which I believe is actually Brave Nature. I think I'm missing is the only one that I need. So once I get my Brave Nature Synchronizer, I'm actually done, and I can use all of these. So I've been using this in a shiny hunting method, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did to do this. So this is my bold Ralts right here. So this Ralts is a bold nature, which means that every Pokemon I encounter in the wild is also going to be bold, and that's super duper cool. So I want to go to the Motostoke outskirts, which is down here. So I'm actually going to fly to this Pokemon Center, and I'm going to go to the Motostoke outskirts, which is where I'm hunting for Coughing. And if I want a bold nature Coughing, say I just want to get a shiny Coughing with the battle method, which is where we're just going to shiny hunt and knock out various Pokemon until we get the shiny, I can use a bold synchronizer to get a bold Coughing 100% of the time. The beauty of this is the synchronizer can be knocked out, but it must be in the front of your party. So you can see, as I showed you guys a minute ago, as I approach the route here for Coughing, hopefully Coughing will pop up, and it does. As I mentioned, the Ralts here is a bold synchronizer, and it is fainted in the front of the party. It doesn't have to be fainted. It just needs to be the front slot of your party, the #1 Pokemon. And again, I'm going to show you guys, it is in the front of my party, it is fainted, and it's got bold nature and synchronize. Every Pokemon that I capture is going to be bold nature right now. Every Coughing, every Salandit, every Hoothoot, everything I catch in the game is going to be bold nature, except for max raid battles. Max raid battles fall into a little bit of a different category, so because of that, they don't actually, the Synchronize doesn't work with them. But when you're hunting shinies in the wild, or let's say you're gonna breed and you need to get, a bold nature Pokemon to start breeding with, you can use Synchronizers to save you a lot of time in the future Of course, I'm gonna have just a hard time trying to catch this thing. Maybe I'll go to Route 1 and show you, because I'll throw a quick ball and see if it works. Otherwise, I might have to go to Route 1 to show you a few examples of them actually being bold nature. But it's a super simple, yeah, everything's gonna just break out. So that's poor planning on my part. Let me go to Route 1 so I can show you the Pokemon actually being bold nature. But it's a really, really good tool, guys, and I can't emphasize it enough. Like I said, obviously, very, very simple to do. You just spend a little bit of time, get all your bold nature Pokemon, or all your Synchronizer Pokemon of each of the different natures, the ones that you think are good, and then anytime I shiny hunt now, I can simply grab my Synchronizer, let it get fainted, throw it in the front of my party, and then every Pokemon I encounter will be the nature I want. So let's say I wanted to get a Choodle maybe, and if I wanted to get a Choodle that was maybe Adamant nature, I can grab the Adamant Synchronizer and guarantee that every Choodle I catch was Adamant. So again, this is super crucial for shiny hunting. It helps you turn those shinies into competitive shinies as well, because nature is so important, and it doesn't mean it means you don't have to rely on these mints, because again, I understand the mints are in the game, those are great for backup plans, but if you're relying on mints every single time, guys, you're gonna have a bad time in getting competitive Pokemon. So hopefully this video is helpful to you. I'm going to show you guys that this Choodle here is indeed bold nature. Otherwise, it would be a 1 in 25 chance for it to be bold, but I'm telling you it's 100% chance because the Synchronize, which by the way was buffed to 100%. Let's take out our Choodle here, and boom, bold nature. So very good, handy tip there. This does have nothing to do with shiny chance, doesn't improve any of that, but what it does do is guarantee the nature of the wild Pokemon encounter, not with max raid battles, but everything else. Very good tip. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, get those Synchronizers going, start hatching Ralts and whatever, organize your box like I did, and that'll get you ready to shiny hunt and beyond. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.